So the question is how to address those documents of the floor plans for the assessment number 3. Is it correct?
Yes, and just what I have to do with this elevation, like just maybe, yeah, talk about it a bit.
So first of all, what we're going to look at is the actual assessment and what's required, and we're going to read it together. So I'm just going to open it up. And you should probably see the assessment.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see the assessment. So the first part is documentation. Is pretty clear now. Now, when we have a look at it, so you find with identifying your local area, students living in the city. Okay, so your demographic, you covered that. Now, research and prepare page information images. Yeah, all good.
Yeah, all good.
Number 4, right?
Yeah.
So the document will then showcase the suggested floor plan and an elevation. An empty kitchen plan and elevation have been provided with guidelines indicating the standard sizes and height of cabinetry. Trace over this plan, including the layout, your proposed labeling appliances and cabinets for clarity. Now, we're going to look at the floor plan first. So we have a number of documents. We have elevation, we have a floor plan, we have front elevation, we have a kitchen elevation, etc. First of all, what we want to look at is the floor plan. So if we have a look at the floor plan now, guys, you can see that. Okay, on the floor plan, you basically need to plan the kitchen. When you see here on the kitchen, okay, you see that little mark, which is like a diamond shape. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. This little mark actually indicates the elevation views. Okay. So the floor plan is when we look from the top. Okay. Elevation is when we look at the wall. Do you understand?
Sorry, can you just say that again? It just cut out. Elevation is when we look at the wall. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
With the cabinetry and etc. Whatever you want to place on the wall. Okay. Floor plan is when we look from the top.
Yes.
Okay. Now that little diamond shape you can see here, it's got only like minus marks in it. Okay. What it means, this is your labeling of your elevations. So basically this little part, I might just find the selection, a little selection tool. So that little part, which, can you see my cursor or not?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. So that little part, you can see that, which represent little eye, which looking at this wall. Can you see, guys? The longer wall. So you're looking at the wall, which is 3 meters, 68 centimeters, and 5 millimeters. Okay, so you're looking at this wall. This is your elevation of this wall, which also contained a window, that particular window. Can you see? Or maybe it's a door. It's actually sliding door. Is it? Not sure. Oh, let me see. It looks like it's a sliding door. Okay. Now, that little eye here will be looking at that particular wall. Okay. And that's your another elevation. And that little eye on the bottom will be looking at the wall, which is 2 meters, 43 centimeters at this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically when you design in the kitchen, you need to look from 3-dimensional point of view. You need to look at the view from the top and imagine what your cabinetry is going to look like from the top, where you're going to position the stove so it's not, you know, in the way in front of a window, or where you're going to position maybe kitchen island, maybe in the center if you have a room. What shape of a kitchen do you want to have, and etc. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You understand that?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now, also here in this room, what you need to consider is the lounge room and the entries. So obviously this area from dining table, you can see here, to the toilets will be a high traffic area. Okay. So what it means, it actually means that people will be walking this way all the time. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't want to obstruct that particular area.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so whatever you need to place, it must be within those walls, those 3 walls. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
we're going to look at the elevation. So elevation plan is actually labeled elevation. So if you have a look at this, it says house plan assessment for kitchen A3, or no, kitchen elevation 1, kitchen elevation 2, and kitchen elevation 3.
Yeah.
Okay, which obviously refer to those walls. So let's have a look at the kitchen elevation 1. Now, do you see the difference, guys?
Yeah.
Can you see that plan or not?
Yeah.
Now, what's confusing you here is that it wasn't turned around. Okay, so what I'm basically going to do, I'm going to turn the page around. So we rotate. So rotate. Yes, so I was right, and it is a sliding door. Okay, so here it is. Oh, here's Suyan. How are you going, Suyan?
I've had better days. Bit of a cold.
I'm glad to see you. You said it wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my printer died as well, so
Excellent.
that's tonight's news.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what we're talking
Off to
about
office.
at the moment is the assessment number 4. Oh, no. Is it
Okay.
4 or 3?
3.
3.
3.
Three,
Oh, God, I thought you near 4. Okay. So I was right. So if we look at this wall, this is that longish wall, okay, which we looked first, and it was a sliding door. Remember I said that maybe it's a sliding door. It is a sliding door. You can see that, guys. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to come back to the floor plan to show you that wall again. So watch carefully. So this is that wall. Can you see?
Yeah.
So it's 3 meters 68 centimeter, 5 millimeter wall. So you need to do the elevation and place the cabinetry or whatever you want to place on that particular wall, which is referred to number 1. Okay, do you understand, guys, so far?
Yes.
So now we obviously don't have too much room on that wall at all. So we need to do something about, maybe there is a, corner cabinet or something, we don't know, but you given that wall to work with. You need to think how you're going to design the kitchen for that particular wall. So now, if I come back to the floor plan again, and I want you to pay attention to that little I told you before. So that reference number, you're going to put and label as per assessment requirements should be labeled number 1 here. Okay? And now you need to put the same label here on saying, on that wall, you need to say elevation number 1. Okay? So that will be your reference point for that wall view. Okay, guys, you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, like yes or not?
Kind
Yes,
of.
understand. Sorry.
Okay. So this is this view to that wall, and we need to label it properly, and the label should say 1. Okay. Now that label should say 2, which is the opposite wall, which you not the opposite wall, but wall next to it, joins it to it, should say 2, and that wall should say 3. Does it make sense now?
Yes.
So you put that label in here on the floor plan, plus you label it on the elevations. Okay, you understand? So plus you label in here saying elevation kitchen view 1. Okay. Now we're going to look to the elevation view 2. And that will be the wall which is joins the sliding door wall. So again, it wasn't turned around. So I'm just going to rotate it clockwise and see whether we are correct. No. Again. And again, guys, can you see that wall now?
Yeah.
So what's on this wall, elevation number 2, is that only one window we have there, which is opens that way towards the sliding door. Okay? So you obviously have plenty of room to play with. Why did I turn it this way? If you have a look here on the corners, the round corners, it represent the ceiling architraves.
Mm-hmm. So, excuse me, Polina, can I interrupt?
Yep.
So on like this paper, for example, this one, yeah, we've got plenty of room to play with, like we'll be designing part of the kitchen on this wall. So it might be that I want the oven to go here and the fridge or whatever, you know, like this will be actually what I'm working off and will be submitting to you. That's
right. That's you playing with those 3 walls. So I'm just going to show you the wall number 3 and we have a look at it as well. The shortish wall. So I'm just going to rotate it again. And that will be your elevation number 3. Okay, with the reference number to it. And this is your wall which actually joins, okay, the wall with a small window. Okay, so if we look at the floor plan again, but come back to the floor, you obviously need to play with this wall as well. So we're going to look at the floor plan. And this is it. This is that short wall, which is 2 meter, 43 centimeter, that one.
3.
Yeah, that's what you just saw, okay? That's what you're playing with. And what I'm thinking is this space we see there. Just a second. I really need to measure it before I make my conclusion. But it looks like that space, guys, can you see that space? It's actually a hallway.
Yeah.
Do you understand that space? So don't get confused and get carried away through the hallway. Okay, because people gotta walk there. Okay. So obviously your wall is that little piece you're playing with. Okay, not through the hallway. Why is it shown it this way? Because technically you need to show the hallway and the width of the hallway. And also this is like an interruption. They should have shown an interruption line here for the other wall to continue because it's all the same wall, you understand? So that view should refer to the elevation view number 3. So once again, we go to the floor plan. That's your short wall. That's your hallway there, and that's another wall. So you're obviously working with the short wall, okay, with that long wall and with those bits here, whatever you want to do there, okay? Now we're going to look at other files which were supplied. So now here you can see those elevation labeled here properly. And that's actually the whole view for you. So the first elevation, the top one, you can see that's number 1. Okay, this one, number 1. That's your number 2, as I said, with that little window, remember? That's how you label it. And that's your number 3, okay? And that's obviously the other wall, so don't use this wall because it's not for the kitchen. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
All good. Now, it also gives you the measurements under the window, and it's 90 centimeters, so it's basically pretty much enough to put a nice kitchen. Okay? Now, we're going to look at some others. So we have front elevation, this one. And the front elevation they gave you, can you see the front elevation?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the front elevation. I would assume is for the house view, and it doesn't look like it's our kitchen view unless it's this window. So I'm just going to look at some other. So we have house plant kitchen. Yeah. Okay. So we'll look at that one. House plant kitchen. Okay. The front elevation. So that's big. So I don't know why you guys get this front elevation, but probably to give you an idea of the house, really. But this is not the elevation which relates to the kitchen. Okay, so this is none of those walls relate to the kitchen. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so that gives you an idea of the house, what it looks like from the front entry. Okay, so just have a look at the floor plan again, and we will try to find the front entry. Everybody, where do you think the front entry is? This is it. Can you see it? So obviously our kitchen on that side, and they didn't give you that view from here. Well, you don't need it. You just see the house and what it looks like. So obviously that big door is a garage door. Okay, if we come back to the house and have a look at it together, front elevation, we see that this is the garage door. Okay, so this is the front entry with a little porch and 2 windows. Okay.
So when we submit this for number 4, like how many like documents will you be expecting? The same amount in the attachments there that will we be submitting, like this one, the front of the house you just showed us then, etc., or just the ones for the kitchen that we have to like actually design the kitchen on?
Okay, so let's have a look at the assessment task together again. So one document will showcase suggested floor plan and an elevation. An empty kitchen plan and elevation have been provided. So you only need to use the floor plan and the elevations, okay? So you have the guidelines was indicating the sizes and height of cabinetry. So guidelines there should be starting from the, obviously under the window, 90 centimeter from the floor. That will be for your bench tops heights. And the rest of the cabinetry, whatever you plan there, you need to identify the height. So you need to figure out the scale, okay, and how you're going to put the cabinetry in the scale. So if we have a look at all the elevations here, okay, we just want to find if we have a scale here. Oh yeah, here we go, scale 1 to 50. Okay, guys, can you see on the bottom?
Yes.
So the plans are actually made for you in the scale 1 to 50. Now, what I suggest, and listen carefully because this is save you will so much time and effort, you go and buy one of the scale rulers. Okay, they're very, very cheap, and if you struggle to find them in news agency, maybe order them online, but this is something that you will need for this course, okay? What scale ruler is that I'm just going to Google, I'm just going to show you what they look like quickly. Okay. So, the scale ruler is actually has the scale 1 to 50 on it. So when you draw your elements, you wouldn't need to calculate, oh, what size am I going to put height and width and etc. Okay. So you basically use it as it is, which saves you so much time. Okay, here it is. Scale ruler, images. Now I'm just going to share the screen with you. Okay, now can you see my Safari search? Can you
Not
see the
yet.
search?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they come in all sorts of, you know, looks and materials and etc. You can see here. They come in with the look like this. So what it tells you, see, like 1 to 50
Yeah.
and 1 to 10,
Yeah.
etc. You can buy one of those. They're good. Or you can buy like this one. This is even better, which's got more scale to it. So basically, how it works is that. I'm just trying to make it bigger for you. So guys, if you have a look at this ruler, can you see that? So it's basically telling you if it's one, this is 1 to 1 size and this is 1 to 10. So whatever was here, say 10 millimeters, here it become 100 millimeters. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to find the one which is 1 to 50. Because that will be probably a better example for you. I'm just going to scale ruler 1 to 50. Okay, so 1 to 50, the one I use at school, which is, I'm just going to show you where is this. So that should explain. Okay, so 1 to 50, basically each decimal, if you see that in both, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So can you see that each decimal is actually equal to 5 centimeters? Okay. So when you want to calculate the measurement, say 1 meter, that will be 1 meter. Okay. That will be 50 centimeters. Can you see my cursor? Can you see that, guys? So this is a half of a meter, that's a meter. Now, if you want to make 75 centimeter, all you need to do half of a meter plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decimals. Oh, can you still see it, guys, or not?
No.
It disappeared, yeah. For some reason, it just didn't want to do it for me, didn't it? Okay, just doing it again. Another attempt. Okay. So every single decimal is equal to 5 centimeters. So 75 centimeters will be in the middle of that. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you understand now? 2 meters, etc. So say, for example, if you flip, I'm just going to find the bigger ruler. Get out of this. So I'm just going to find a little bit bigger ruler and see how to show you even better size. Okay. So okay, so this one, for example, so see, this is 1 to 100. This is 1 to 50. So basically what it goes to 1 meter, okay, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter, etc. And every single decimal is equal 5 centimeters. Okay, so if you say, for example, 90 centimeter wide, that's what you do. You do slightly 2 decimals less than 1 meter. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's how you draw the boxes on your kitchen elevation. So once again, we just want to come back to the floor plan. So here. So now can you see the floor plan, guys? I'm just going to change the picture. Floor plan. Now, can you see the floor plan?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously the plan is 1 to 50. Once again, we're going to check it. The scale, 1 to 100. Okay, so on the floor plan, you need to change the scale to 1 to 100. So every single decimal now will be centimeter instead of 5 centimeter, okay? And so you need to make sure that you buy the ruler which got the scales 1 to 50, 1 to 10, 1 to 100, and etc. Okay? They are multiple purpose, okay, rulers. Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you need to put the fridge somewhere, you're planning, I want to put the fridge in here, using your scale ruler to scale it into the space. Now, what the assessment's also asking you is actually label every appliances and label whatever you put in the kitchen as well, okay? So if we come back to the assessment task, so it's actually asking you labeling appliances and cabinets for clarity. Okay, see, can you see here?
Yeah.
So you need to download an image for each appliances you have selected for the kitchen. Clearly include the brand and the model of each item: cooktop, oven, and freestanding range hood, refrigerator, sink, microwave, and any other building appliances. So you need to arrange them neatly, okay, on the page, or load it into the table into a table for easy references. Okay, so basically when you put in that onto the elevation, guys, you need to label them somewhere. You either label them on the floor plan or you label them on elevation. Don't label twice, okay, because it will be too much. For me, it will be enough if you label it once. Now, cabinetry finishes, hardware you have selected for the kitchen, etc. So that should be, the material should be neatly arranged on the page or loaded into table for easy references as well, okay? So you need to, yeah, go on.
Polina, I was just going to ask, I think with like number 5 and 6, they're like, they're separate, just A4 pieces, like pages, right?
That's
right. We don't, this isn't all going into the floor plan. Yeah, okay.
No, what you do on the floor plan, you can put a number reference, image 1, image 2, 3, 4, 5, and then referencing them onto your document, okay? Don't try to put everything on the floor plan because you cannot really clutter it.
Yeah.
Okay, it must be very clear for the builder what's going on. Now, download image of the room, finishes, paint, splash basin, etc. Styling extras, and etc. So then you need to put design explanation and arrange your working folders. It's a very simple task and it's a real good for you to exercise it. So basically on your floor plan and on your elevations, totally up to you if you want to color them, but it must be neatly done. Okay? You can do them in black and white using the art liner or using Sharpie or any of those, ink tools to make it nice and straight line. But I suggest you definitely address it neatly and with a ruler. Now, it's also asking you to trace the floor plan. So obviously, you do not use that particular floor plan for the kitchen. You trace it over. You understand, guys? Because there is so many measurements here and so many things, so it will be very cluttered, and we don't want that.
Did you want us to include the floor plan of just the kitchen? Like, so when we trace over it, we're just tracing over the kitchen part.
That's correct. I'm not interested in dining or anything. It's just for you to know that there is a traffic area. Okay, you're only doing the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where we actually put out the design of the kitchen in our own design of the kitchen, should we do that on this document here, the floor plan, or the other 3 elevation documents?
So you're tracing over the floor plan only the area of the kitchen, this area, that's only you're tracing. Okay, you're not putting any measurements in because they will obstruct the view. The only one thing putting is this label in the center. which
Yeah.
needs to be clearly labeled 1, 2, and 3. When you finish doing that, you need to work on the elevation. So you do elevation 1 for me, okay? And placing the appliances and whatever you want to place there. Elevation 2, okay? And elevation 3. This is all you need to do. Plus you need to complete the documents, okay? This is all you need to do with those plans.
Okay, I got it now. Thank you.
Okay, all good?
Yeah.
Okay, any more other questions?
No.
No.
No, thank you.
Okay. Sivan, any questions? Do you have any questions, Sivan?
Yep, just in regards to assignment number 2.
Oh, okay. No worries. Guys, if you all right with assignment number 3, you don't need to listen to that. So you can just log off and we'll talk about the assignment number 2, okay?
Okay, thanks, Polina. Bye-bye.
No worries. All the best, Emily.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, Ashley. Bye,
See you later.
Thank you.
Okay, Sian, I'm listening. What's the question?
Just with like my printer's just died, and I've got my images. Yeah, it won't let me scan either because the ink system's failed. So I'm just wondering, with the trying to do it on the A3, I've got the images on an A3 piece of paper. If I take a photo of that and then put everything else on like a paintbrush and put my other digital images in it, would that be okay to take a photo and just put the photos on top of them? Or do I,
so which part
I can try and get to...
So which part, A?